Welcome to Have You Read Any Good Books? I'm Avis Applewater, and this is Author Chat. This week we have author, screenwriter, composer, musician, Cheyne Curry. Cheyne's books are thrilling and extremely popular. In fact, she has shortlisted for the Anne Banyan Popular Choice Award. Her books include Clandestine, Renegade, Tropic of Hunter, and along with her writing partner, Roselle Grasky, the Sanctuary series, The End and the Resistance. While some of you may recall, we did interview Roselle, and she alluded to a trip the two of them took together to Montana. And during that trip, allegedly, slippers were kidnapped. Cheyne, a former private investigator, has provided us with evidence of the crime. Now brace yourself, these images might be difficult to view. Chilling, just chilling images. I think we can all agree that they will haunt us for a long, long time. I'm personally shocked to see that the alleged kidnapper is in fact Roselle Grasky, Cheyne's writing partner. Will the horror never stop? I have several questions for Cheyne. The first few are, what were the two of you smoking, and where can I score some of that? To answer those and many other questions, here's Cheyne Curry. And hello, Cheyne.
Hello, Mavis.
Oh, thank you for joining me. You sound a little worse for wear.
Both Brenda and I have had this cold for about Brenda's had it really bad for about 6 weeks. I caught it last week and I'm actually feeling better than I was like 2 days ago. So
Oh, well, thank you
show
for,
must go on.
yes, play through. I did inform our viewers, the 24 of them, that about the heinous kidnapping of your Marvin the Martian slippers.
It was traumatic.
I can only imagine the pain you went through. Did
It,
you ever recover your slippers?
I did. I did.
Oh.
It was with a threatening look. I did not have to pay.
The 600 pennies non-sequential order.
Yes, those. Yes, yes.
And
It was such a shock. I was
someone,
taking a shower. I got out of the shower. There's a video camera set up in the living room, and it had a big note on it that says, click me here. So I did, and there's the picture. And then I found the ransom note, and I went tearing out of the place and onto the porch, and Roselle goes tearing into the other house. But I got it back.
oh, excellent.
She really did like those slippers. So.
Apparently, yeah. I was shocked, and as I'm sure our viewers are, that the chilling images.
Yeah, they
Uh,
are.
that sounded like a fun and productive trip because that's where you were laying the groundwork for the Sanctuary series.
Yeah, well, what had happened was it was the summer of 2007, and I had decided I wanted to take a road trip to last the whole summer. And it's really weird because all of the people that I stayed with, except for my brother in Ohio, because I was coming from Vermont,
Okay.
I'd never met them before. Never met them, only met them online when, exchanged some letters and we arranged that, yeah, come out and stay a few days.
Wow.
So yeah, I got to Dallas and I got to stay with Roselle and her roommate Rita. And we knew immediately we were going to be partners in crime. Roselle
Right.
and I, the minute we met, we knew it. It's just something that was because I had read a friend of mine, The Raven, who she used to write
Oh,
by.
okay.
She suggested that I read Life's Little Edge. She said
Mhm.
it's your style. It's very much like your thought process. So I said okay. So I read it and I really liked it. So I wrote Rosella a fan letter. And I said, because I was reading some of her bio that said she was an MP. And I said, I'm an MP, ex-MP, and military police. So we kind of hit it off. And then that when I left for that summer, I spent, I think, like 3 weeks in Dallas, And then we went to the retreat in Montana, which was great. And then I came back and spent, I think, another week in Dallas. And then I went out to Arizona, spent almost a month, then came back and spent more time with Dallas, then went to New Orleans, then went to North Carolina. So yeah, it was a wonderful trip. It was great. And
So,
the retreat was excellent.
well,
Ac-
when Roselle had mentioned that it was like, I could see how, because Fort Hood to and the steps, because
Yeah,
I've read the end and it's like, oh, okay, this is all clicking for me now that I know that you guys actually traveled that route.
yeah, yeah. Well, the book really was going to start out as we decided like why don't we collaborate on something, and it was going to be the road trip from hell, and it was going to be like a comedy. That's how it started. As you can see, that's not how it turned out.
No, no, it's quite the drastic turn to
Yes,
road trip comedy Armageddon.
yes. It fits. So
It's a coin toss, really, sometimes.
yeah,
Oh my goodness. Now you were an MP. You enlisted in 1977.
I did.
Yeah, and you were one of the first classes of women for military police training. Am I
No,
got that right?
I was in the first class of men and women to train together in basic training, basic combat training, right up until the end of MP school.
Wow.
And the only separation, we weren't separated by platoons or anything. We were separated by, where our barracks were. Like we
Right.
had one floor and the guys had three other floors. And that was, but when we trained integrated. I mean, my platoon, I was in second platoon, and it was alphabetical. So, the person standing next to you could be either male or female. But we did everything that the guys did, and we were judged on that. So,
It's hard to believe that that was at one time a new thing.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
it
yes.
was experimental.
Wow.
They didn't know if it would work. So we were like the guinea pig class.
And then after the military, you had careers in basically you were a PI for a while.
I was in
Yeah.
Vermont.
And in law enforcement sectors and security management. And this all had to be great fun, you know,
Oh
for
yeah.
when you began writing.
My biggest regret is that when I started to work for Warner Brothers, I didn't keep a journal like I did when I was in the military.
Right.
And which is pretty much where Permission to Recover came from. And I'm glad I was never caught keeping a journal, because that was a no-no. The drill sergeants didn't like that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I didn't want the drill sergeants, who were mostly male, to find anything. You hid it in your tampon box, because they would die before they put their fingers on your tampon box.
And they were all guys. They were,
We had we had actually two females. We had a female, well, we had a female company officer, the first lieutenant, the training officer, and we had a female drill sergeant that was then replaced by another female drill sergeant, but the rest was all male drill sergeants.
all dudes. Oh.
So
Permission to Recover.
yes,
Yes. Soon to be released. It's in editing.
it's in editing right now. Nat Burns has done me a great favor, and she's taken on the Herculean task of editing that. I had two editors before. I went through my friend Renee Hunt, and
Mhm.
didn't life just got in the way, and also Dave Peterson, who's normally my editor, and life just got in the way with that too. So I mean, I originally wrote that thing in 1987,
Wow.
so it's about time it came out.
Yes, and our lives have changed drastically since 1987.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, the whole world has changed in so many ways.
Oh yeah.
So, Permission to Recover. I know I'm familiar with your other books. Renegade, one of my favorites. I love
Thank
Renegade.
you.
Take Dirty Cop, send her back to 1879.
Yeah,
It's like, I love that.
yeah.
Uh,
It's fun to write.
yeah, and Tropic of Hunter is one of my wife's favorites. She loves that. I have not read it, I'll be honest.
That's how Brenda and I met.
Tropic of Hunter?
Yeah, she wrote me a fan letter about Tropic of Hunter.
I'm so surprised by that.
And when I was coming across country in my trip in 2007, that's when the first time we met.
Wow.
So we started corresponding, and then before I know it, it's 2008, and I'm moving to Ohio. Yeah, I
uh,
laughed.
yeah, I'm only surprised because the two of you are so well matched. You're just perfect for one another. I mean,
Well,
just
thank you. I think so.
I hope you think so.
And she's an ex-MP also.
Yeah,
It's like we kind of just find each other. It's like a gravity.
it is interesting that some of the people in our world. I mean, I'm not military at all. Like, although my nephew was Sailor of the Year, like, yeah,
Congratulations.
I was just like a couple months ago. It was awesome.
And my nephew's Navy, so
Yeah.
it's a good thing. That's a very prestigious thing.
Yes, yes. He's doing very well. My dad was Navy, my brother was Air Force, and Heather's family. It's a
Yeah.
bunch of it's like all over the military. But the fact that so many ex-MPs,
Mhm.
like in such a small circle of like all entered, let's write fiction, or
Maybe maybe it's because we had to perfect writing reports. I mean, before we ended our shift every night, we had reports to write, and they had to be perfect. And
right.
so maybe we needed an outlet after writing all those
After doing that, yeah. I mean, because Renegade, like I said, I love that book. I mean, because you take an unlikely premise and just like, oh, let's throw her into 1879, see how she does.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Permission to Recover, if I get it right.
Yes. Yep.
What is the premise behind this? Or without giving away any spoilers,
Um,
of course.
Permission to Recover is about two undercover CID agents, which is Criminal Intelligence Division, get sent to a basic training. Well, the first basic training combat, the thing that I went through, military police school, as cycle spies because somebody's trying to tamper with the unit and ruin its reputation. So they get sent back to do that as a duty. And when um, it becomes a lot more intriguing than just a simple um, assignment of let's find out who the bad guys are. And um, but it's a book that it's about that story about finding who the bad guys are. And it's also a story that is about that time that I spent in basic training, going into MP school, and how hard it was, and what some of the things that what we had to endure to get to where we got to. And it makes it easier because the two undercover lieutenants, they've been through it before.
Right.
So they know just exactly how much they can get away with and how much they can't. And sometimes that comes back to bite them. But it's a serious book that's got a lot of humor in it. So, and I used to call when I first wrote it, I used to call it the hernia edition because a regular copy of this, it was huge, 600 and some odd pages, but I've cut it down.
Well, good.
Yeah.
But
And that's,
I know how that can happen though.
yeah, yeah, you just write and write and write.
Yeah.
So
Now, 1987, you started it. Did you feel that these characters just wouldn't leave you alone all these years, or it
I
was
had,
just time?
well, actually, I had written it, gone through a couple of um, writ, I don't know, things before, writing it before, and because I started writing it probably 1979, and I just kept writing and writing and writing, and then I'd go
Yeah,
back and I'd say, no, I'm taking that out and writing. 1987 is when I finally finished it and sent a copy to the Library of Congress, so it's copyrighted.
good.
And and then it's just kind of sat for a while, and it's like, this is the book I've always wanted to write. I've always wanted to get out there. And I did put it online for Royal Academy of Bards and the Athenaeum, and it did really well there. I got a lot of good fan mail. One person said to me, "Why do you have to swear so much?" It's like it's the military, you know. It's like the language of the military.
Military, yeah.
And So it's always been my thing of this would have Permission to Recover would have been the first book I wanted to put out. But it just seems such a task that I just put it aside and kept putting it aside and putting it aside. And now it's like I don't want to put it aside anymore.
Right.
It's time.
I'm glad. I'm looking forward to it. So it is in
Ooh,
editing, and it be independent publishing, or are you
it'll
going
be
through
mine. It'll be Bossy Pants Books.
Bossy Pants?
Yep.
I'll
So
I'll put a link up for Bossy Pants.
um I don't think I have I kind of let everything go to hell in the last couple of years. 'Cause I've
Well, I
such
did try to find your website. Yeah, so
yeah,
uh,
well, I had that on iWeb and then iWeb took a dump and
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
and I've been meaning to put another website up. I mean, I still got the, ShaneCurry.com, but I just there's been so much going on. It just seems like everything is so overwhelming. And hopefully we'll be moving to New Mexico next spring, and hopefully that will take a lot of the outward anxiety away.
Yes. My first interview was with Karen Badger. We had
Yeah,
to
do you
do it
recognize the background?
right in the background. I ended up redoing it because the software it's me. I know it's me. It's not the software. It didn't really record anything, so we did it again when she was back in Vermont. But that's the same picture she was sitting under
Yeah. So,
with a cold. So I maybe it's me.
yeah, well, she's the one that brought the cold in here. She
Uh,
brought it from P-Town. So it's kind of an incestual thing. Not, sexualized, but
no, but it went from P Town to they did some housework at Donna's place,
and to
and
us,
yeah, so they moved around
yeah, it's an
doing
insidious
home
thing.
improvement projects and spreading germs.
Yes. Yes.
Those
But,
crazy kids.
we love them.
We do. We really do. I just got a Christmas card from them yesterday. I was like, I finally got a Christmas card.
Yay.
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 It's the Badger Blisses. Yay. But life can be overwhelming these days. I mean, you've got all that going on and other things going on there, reasons why you want to leave Ohio. Um, and New
It's been
Mexico.
a rough couple of years.
Mhm. And as when I was talking to Ro, you and Ro both lost parents in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
That weighs on you.
Yeah. Yeah. I lost a cousin that was kind of like a sister. I mean, one night in 2019 is when it started. And just in January, I lost my dad, I lost my cousin, and we lost our dog.
At the top,
And then Brenda got breast cancer. And then my mom fell and hit her head and immediately was never the same again. And we lost her in May of 2021.
right?
And it just seems like it's one thing right after the other. And then we live in this state. We're
Feel
kind of,
free. As long as you don't
oh,
pick on other authors or publishers, I'm good. So feel free to mention anyone else, especially
yeah,
politicians. I'm fine with
yeah, I will be here all day if I start in. So
that. Well, the good thing is Zoom will cut us off at some point.
yes.
Yes.
What is it, a half an hour or something?
Yeah, it's about that. Uh, I also understand that in the future there'll be a third installment of the Sanctuary series.
Yes, well, that unfortunately was a victim of all of the crap that's been going on the last
Yeah.
4 years. Is that, Roselle had th things going on, I had things going on, and we just couldn't, get together enough to put a story together. We've got notes. We still have, we have sent each other, what about this? What about that? But it just hasn't gone anywhere. But yes, this year, I haven't even told Roselle this, but yes, this year we will finish the Sanctuary series.
Well, she seemed fairly confident, but
Yeah.
she's got the cold now, so
Oh, does she?
yeah, they both got the flu or something.
Yeah, we don't know what
Uh,
this is. It's not COVID, but we don't know what it is.
yeah, but excited to hear there'll be another installment of the Sanctuary series.
Well,
Uh, encourages me to finish because I was rereading the end before
mhm.
I started the Resistance, and but then as I explained to you on the phone, it's like, well, then I actually had to get my homework done. That pesky business.
Yeah, I mean, we want to get it done, and we both said that, trilogies are nice, but they're
They are.
a lot of pressure on the author or authors to do it in a timely manner. And we're
Right.
writing off the cuff. I mean, we really the first two books, they just came out as we were writing. We had no plan, and there was no outline. They just came out. And
Wow.
yeah, so the artistic flow was not flowing for the third book yet. So we'll get that done.
To have that just come out, and for those people who have not read these books, one, you should. That's kind of amazing that two people could sit down and go, okay, here's what happened,
Yeah.
and come up with these two. I mean,
I think the one thing I like about the writing is I even find it hard when I reread things to where what I wrote and what Roselle wrote, and because they blend so well together. Our writing styles are so much in connection that
mhm.
I even rereading the books, I can't tell, did I write that or did Roselle write that? So
Wow.
it's good too.
I mean, it must be interesting to have to bounce back and forth with a. I've not done it. I don't play well with others at times.
Yeah.
To be able to bounce that back and forth, to have such a flow that you can't tell your words from hers.
It
That's a
it was
that's a great
amazing.
team. Yeah.
It was amazing, the connection. Like I said, it just flowed. I mean, I would send her a scene and she would send me back and say, okay, I like this, I like this, I like this, don't like this. She would send me a scene, I'd do the same thing, and then we'd blend the scenes, and it's like, wow, it's like we both wrote this, and I was just really surprised at how well that turned out.
And had to be split into two books.
Yeah, and well, three, but
Three, technically three. But I am excited that there will be a third. And any other, I mean, you're also a screenwriter, filmmaker. I mean,
haven't done it in a while either, but
yeah.
yes, I'll start that up again when we move to New Mexico.
Well, that's a great palette, though. Great place to work. And you'll be closer to your editor, Nat.
Yeah, it's true.
And the fur kids will love it. I'm just, I'm referring to my notes. I'm learning to do this. So, although I dropped a set of, with Renee Best, there was so many notes.
Oh,
She's done a
love
lot.
Renee. I love Renee. She's a great person.
She's awesome. She did one the other day, and then I dropped them on the floor, and I went, "Okay, we're winging it now." It's a good thing I've known all of you people for a good long time.
I know. I
Uh,
know.
well, maybe when things calm down, you and Ro could get together, do another road trip, and that might encourage book three. Or do
Maybe.
you think your wives will let you two go? Because there was pre-wives when you did the first one.
Yeah, that's true. They do have bail money set aside for us, but
Mm-hmm. No, I saw her notes. You're not allowed to play together unsupervised, apparently,
that they know of.
that they know.
So yeah, we um we do tend to get into some kind of trouble always.
I'm shocked. I mean, when I
I
heard
mean, really, it's amazing.
when I heard the beginnings of the road trip and the kidnapping, I wasn't even, I've known you two for a long time. I know you, I know your wives. I know they probably do have bail money put aside. They hang out with my wife who has bail money put aside, you know.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, we're writers. What could possibly go wrong with a semi cross country road trip?
Everything,
Everything.
everything. We that retreat though, that the hole in the wall. I know Roselle said something about the fires. We were surrounded by fire when we went in there
Oh,
in
that's right.
Missoula, Montana, and they did have an escape plan for us where that we would have to ride out on horseback if it got any worse because we were basically surrounded by we were in a canyon.
Right.
So, but it thankfully it didn't get that bad. Although we left earlier than some of the people, they stayed another couple of days or so. And they said it was getting really, really bad.
Yeah. But inspirational in the end.
Yes,
Let's go stay in a box canyon, a beautiful place, and have a massive fire.
yes, yeah. It wasn't it wasn't as smoky. I've been in when I've lived in California, I've smelled the wildfires when
Uh,
they've had. I was in California when they had the LA riots after Rodney King. I really smelt the fires there because they were so close. And I didn't get that smell of smoke in the air like I had then. I mean, it was there, but it was faint. So, I mean, you knew it was close, but you knew it wasn't right on top of you yet.
right. Yeah, we get the this actually get the smoke here in Southern Nevada from Cali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry for all you in California. California.
California.
They hate Cali. Don't
Cali.
say it that way.
I'm SoCal.
That's okay. Well, it sounds like we have a lot to look forward to, but it will be Bossy Pants.
Yes.
We'll be seeing some, and there will be a link for that at some point.
Yes, there will be. I promise. I do. I do. I got to get on that.
But
Right now, I'm in the middle of trying to pack up and get the house ready to sell. So, but
yeah. It's
it'll,
funny. I was reviewing, and you know how sometimes your books kick up, they ended up in strange sources, let's say.
yeah,
There was a hardcover of Clandestine. I was flipping through, and when I was talking to Nat Burns, and I said, "Oh my God, the hardcover version of Clandestine is like $355."
I know. I was like, where do they come up with these prices? Believe me, I wouldn't charge that for it. Well, that was a mistake. That's when we were with Blue Feather and
Oh,
they printed out hardcover books for the first 10, I think. And then I asked Emily about it. She goes, oh, no, 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 that's not supposed to be. So they changed it. But yeah, there's a couple of hardcovers out there.
oh, so there you go. Oh, they never hardcovered mine. Hmm.
Do you?
They are now, but Wednesday afternoon.
Oh,
But we did start in the similar routes, the fanfic, the
mhm.
Antheum, and of course, the Academy of Bards. And then
Mhm.
we were with Blue Feather Books, which was so much fun.
Yeah, yeah. I was first with PD Publishing. And
Oh, yeah, that goes back a ways.
yeah, then they closed the business, and then
Hmm.
Emily picked me up for Blue Feather, and then I was with Bedazzled for about a year, but I didn't put anything out, and then just decided that I'm going to do it myself.
Right.
And I was going to make a better business out of it, but like I said, just everything just uh, it didn't work out that way. But I'm just kind of clunking along.
Yeah, it is. And it's also a learning curve when not to mention all the stuff you had going on in life, but
Yeah,
stepping out there on your own. I have the utmost respect for Emily Reed.
yes, I do too.
Yeah, I mean, not only did she keep us all going and got us to play well,
Not that we wouldn't have anyway, because we're us.
we're us. It's true. And it's amazing as as Blue Feather decided to call it a day. That a lot, most of us are still friends. It's like
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you, me, Karen,
mhm. Val Brown. Now,
Val
Val lives
Brown.
here now,
Yeah,
as does Renee McKenzie.
yeah.
Also lives in
Okay.
Vegas.
Erica Lawson, she's still in Australia.
Yeah, she's still in Australia. She's doing okay. Last time I talked to her, love to get her back over this way.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's so much fun. Such a
she is.
sweetheart.
She is.
It's Erica and Nan Dunn did well, she edited for you as well as me, and
She
she
did.
did her
Yeah.
own books as well with us and Flashpoint. Well, what's now Flashpoint? It used to be Regal Crest. It's now
Ah,
Flashpoint Publications. Ah,
oh, cool. I did not know that.
yeah, Patty Shrim is running it now.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
Pat.
yes. So yeah, it's in the genre we write within. It is amazing to me that we are all play very well together for the most part. I mean, there's always going to be people who have attitudes, but I've had just picked up. sent messages, picked up the phone, and no one said no.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows you. I
Uh,
mean, I can't imagine anybody not knowing who Mavis Applewater is.
I remember being the young kid though, starting out with the original company, then Blue Feather. I was kind of like the baby. And
Ah, okay.
now, yeah, now I look around and I'm the old lady in the room, you know.
Yeah, no,
Oh, but we've watched our I'm looking at the clock now. We've watched our business, our genre grow so much.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just
it
it
has.
basically blossom in the innovation of electronic
Yep, yep,
media has I think forever changed the way books are produced. All books.
yep. It's too bad they can't do something about the book pirating.
Ugh, I
Uh,
didn't.
uh, yeah, but
Oh,
other than that,
other than being ripped off, yeah. I mean, and people don't get it. It's when you're an actual writer and this is your living. It's
yep.
not like on TV or in the movies.
No,
No,
no, really. I mean, yeah, if I wanted to have a pool on the income I make from writing, it would be a bucket.
not. Well, we've got a
So,
fold up one for the dog. It's very
yeah,
nice.
that's true. That's true.
uh,
That counts.
yeah, that's simple. But yeah, it's true that they all have houses in the Hampton. It's like, no, no, no,
Yeah, no.
no.
We have houses in Ohio. We have
It's,
so,
yeah, yeah, in Ohio, and everyone seems to be migrating towards New Mexico now.
which is a good thing. Well, again, Ohio's a red state. They
Hmm.
remind us of it every time, every chance they get. And New Mexico's a blue state. And I know that there's still some extreme politics in New Mexico, but not like here.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It's crazy times in politics. Like I said, if we get on that, that's a whole nother show.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. That's a marathon show.
yeah. You can call in now with your. Well, that would be frightening, right?
Oh, yeah.
Don't call. Don't call. Uh, but I think the explosion has also given us the opportunity to. When I started, there were certain rules. As I almost published with Naiad before
Yeah.
my fanfic days, and there was this is it. This is what you follow. And now it's like I look at your series and stuff, and we can explore. We
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
and go to the end of days and that, and it's not like you must do this and
Yeah.
take chances.
Yeah. I mean, my writing is I've never really been like a romance writer.
Hmm.
I like romance in my books, but I think maybe because of the experiences I've had that there has to be adventure, there has to be intrigue, there has to be, and I give all the credit in the world for people who can write a pure romance because I
Hmm.
find that difficult.
Right, right. Because you have in one book a CIA agent, a dirty cop and renegade, and
Yeah.
and that doesn't lend itself to. So, do you think she's single? Do you think she's gay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, a whole
So,
different kind of angst in your books.
yeah,
The end of the world, as we
as we know it.
as
Yeah.
we know it. Hence the title, The End.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was like the only thing we could name it, the
right.
end. I think we started out with After the Fire, but the end seemed more grabby.
It is. Because I saw it, and then you look at the cover, and it's like, okay, this is interesting. And then I read the synopsis, and I said, well, I'm going to be buying this book.
Thank you.
Oh no, I love to read. It's just sometimes finding the time has been getting hard in my life. But I guess where I was going is, do you feel it freeing to be able to just take your stories where they go? I mean,
Yeah.
600 pages, that was a bit much.
A
But
a little over epic. So,
But we learn
mhm.
the process. You start with 600 and
And you break it down and
yeah, and you refine. And as we get older, we learn a little bit more.
yeah.
And now it's in editing finally.
Although I've warned Nat, I said the reason that this is a big undertaking is that, she's got to do her editing thing, and I'm listening to that, but there's things that are specifically military that she doesn't understand because she's never been in the military
Right,
that have to be included. And she's like, the normal reader will not care. And my thing is, I'm I'm writing the story for the normal reader. I'm writing the book for military women to
right,
read and identify with. And there's certain things that I have to say and have to put in there and have to capitalize, or people are going to say, well, this isn't real.
right,
So if we've had any kind of headbutting at all, it's been on that. It hasn't even really been headbutting. I mean, it's been very, she says this and I counter with this, and we kind of compromise.
right.
Okay, we'll do this, but we have to do this. Okay,
This is yeah. And that's a good relationship. She
it is.
worked with Ginny Girth on
Yep,
her
yep.
second book, and it was a good. I give praise to editors all day long because
Mm,
I know I am a major pain in the ass.
yeah.
You know, um, and it. Nat worked very in finding the right combination like that. Like you said, there were three editors, but life gets in the way.
Yeah,
And Nat will do it justice. So I am excited that it's coming out, and hopefully we'll see it soon. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Find bookstores everywhere. If someone's looking for a New Year read, it might be out by then.
Yeah, I was
Maybe.
thinking of hopefully getting permission to recover out by the end of the year, but it's too big. It's when Nat, by the time Nat took it, it was, I know it was going to be probably, that was a dream to have it out by the end of the year, but it'll be out next year.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's only 2 weeks left in this year, so
I know, so
yeah. But I'm glad that we're talking about it now to get people interested in it because it sounds very exciting. And hopefully next year, maybe in the spring or something, and that'll when we know more and you have a website or find booksellers everywhere.
mhm.
We can always
Yeah,
still find you on Amazon
and Bella,
and Bella. Yes. Let's not forget about Bella
yeah,
distribution. They do a great job.
they do.
They really do. Yeah. I love them. It's like and the fact that they're not a big corporation like Amazon and they're
Yeah, yeah, go to Bella first.
go to Bella first. They are fabulous and it's bellabooks.com. I'll put that up in the links.
Okay,
Uh, which I'm still learning how to do.
I get it confused and all that stuff
Yeah.
too.
It's a this has been a learning curve for me. I was as I explained to you, I was working on something else that required the mic and everything.
Yeah.
And then Nat was talking about YouTube channels and I said, "What? Let's try it." And I'm running out of time, but it's basically an excuse to talk to everyone,
Cool.
catch up and find out how
I
you're
love
doing.
it. I love it. I think you're doing a great job.
Oh, thanks, Shane. And Shane Curry's books, Bella Books. I'll put up some links. Go to Bella first. Permission to Recover coming out in 2024. Great talking to you. It's going to cut off in a second.
Okay, love you.
Love you too.
Bye.